Kirblog. Welcome. This is the most last-second Kirblog I think I've ever done in my goddamn life. This is my E3 2015 reactions. I'm literally scrambling. I have, no time to do anything today, so I'm, even drawing the preview image while I'm recording this. Let's not waste any time, because I don't even know how much time I'm going to have in the first place. All right. First of all, starting off with the Smash little mini direct, which was amazing, even though it was a lot of stuff that we already knew because of the leaks and everything. Was a lot of fun. I'm really happy about Ryu, mostly for Kyle getting to be in the game. Tried out a lot of the DLC. That was awesome, of course. The Nintendo World Championship, okay, last year I really enjoyed the Smash Invitational. I thought it was super cool. But I gotta say, this was incredibly inspiring to see how that turned out. I mean, I don't know. I was expecting, for one thing, I knew that Smash was not going to be the final thing, and I thought that NES Mario was going to be the final event, the final one-on-one event or whatever. But them utilizing Mario Maker was incredibly inventive. It was just such a cool It really felt like the Wizard again. If those of you who maybe too young to have seen the Wizard, seriously, do yourself a favor and please go check that out because you'll understand what I mean. But this was definitely something akin to that same kind of feeling of excitement, I would say. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was definitely a great way to open things up, and a lot of people were like, "Oh my god, Nintendo's already won E3 and hasn't even fucking started yet." But no, it was a really cool way of just kicking things off. It felt like we were watching a really heart-pounding kind of event. It's the side of me that really understands why sports fans get so big into this kind of stuff. Yeah, on that note, I will admit, and now this is the part where people are going to see my true colors yet again. I really barely remember anything about the Xbox, EA, or Ubisoft conferences. So now I will say there was nothing certainly bad about them at all. They all had some cool stuff to them, but nothing that I was really personally interested in. But they were good conferences. They certainly weren't oh, we're gonna sit here and talk about not games and talk about a whole bunch of other shit that you don't really care about. So I definitely I give them major props. They did a really good job. And they were just in general very engaging and interesting and fun to watch. And honestly, that was, I'll say that just to start off with too. In general, this was a really strong E3 in terms of it was there wasn't anything, there was never a dull moment. Everything felt really strong. Everything felt really engaging and cool, and it was keeping my attention the entire time, even on the stuff that I wasn't interested in. There's still a lot of really cool trailers and a lot of really fun stuff that was just a good time to observe and everything. So yeah, I would call this year overall with everybody a major success. And yeah, so. But moving on, okay, so Sony. Sony I watched last night while I was working with Jordan Lasco, my assistant animator. I'm working on some Tome stuff. And it kept us guessing. It kept with so many cool things. I barely remembered The Last Guardian from the previous year, but my god, what a great... that was one of the most perfect ways you could have exemplified what that new IP and that new game was all about, because just... great way to just get you to instantly fall in love with this little boy and this giant griffin puppy, whatever the fuck that thing is. It was adorable, and I'm much more seriously considering getting a PS4 now. My only current generation console is a Wii U, but yeah, PS4 I'm definitely thinking about getting one at this point, because between Last Guardian, Kingdom Hearts, and the big one, which we all knew was fucking coming. Whoa, okay, you can chill out there, guy. Sorry. He's excited about Final Fantasy VII as well, of course. Yeah, we all... Maybe we didn't really know it was coming, because, people have been asking for this for 700 years. Rob, the guy in charge of Cryomore, has been considering this as, one of the sacred, things that Square-Enix has to, break open a magic bottle and unleash this magic onto the fucking world with, Final Fantasy VII Remake, oh my god! And finally it's oh, here we go, we have this now, okay. Yeah, and for such a, muted trailer in terms of, there was just was not a lot to show because obviously I'm sure it's very going to be, it's very early in development, I imagine. But either way, it was still like just seeing the general reaction to that one was like, Jesus Christ, like this is the one, guys. This is the game that like helped truly define like an entire generation and this entire franchise. Like no matter how much people like the other ones, and I've never played any of them. By the way, for the record, I've never played like a full Final Fantasy game in my life, so I don't have like the same attachment even to 7 that a lot of people do. But it's like, anybody can see that the amount of like fanfare that it has is like clear as fucking day. I am excited. All my voice actor friends have been flipping out in particular about Final Fantasy VII. Aaron Fitzgerald, I was very surprised to find out is a huge fan. Apparently, I was like, oh, okay. So that was kind of funny. But, so that was cool. I guess kind of skipping ahead to the Square stuff as well, because I just finished that up a little while ago. I feel kind of bad because, like, it seemed like they showed a lot of really cool things, but, like, God, everybody was just like, Kingdom Hearts, show Kingdom Hearts, show it. It's like, oh, okay, like, did everybody just forget about all the other stuff that they do? It's like, I felt kind of bad for them. I was like, guys, like, they do other things. It was crazy too, because like even like what is it? Final Fantasy 15. I don't even think was shown this year. I was like, what the that in particular seemed very, very weird. I don't know if that was like intentional or like what the deal is with that or whatever, but it was very strange. So I'm hoping it's for a good reason, because I'll even say, like, again, as a person who's not even like really that big into Final Fantasy in general, I've never really played like a full one in my life. I'm pretty interested in what's going on with 15, because like it just looks very intriguing. But yeah, I don't know. That was a very bizarre kind of choice. But yeah, and we have this little chibi game coming out in the Final Fantasy series, which looks kind of cute. I'm more of an admirer, I guess, of the art design, more so than being interested in playing it. But it was definitely pretty cute looking. And what else? From Square in particular, the Final Fantasy VII thing I am definitely interested in. I don't really care about Tomb Raider that much or Just Cause, But again, they seem cool. Like good for the people who are big into those. No hate or anything on my part. I'm not very hateful. I'm not hateful or spiteful or jaded about anything this year. Everything seems pretty okay with me, honestly. All right, Kingdom Hearts. I mean, God, I love this stupid ass, amazing, awful, wonderful franchise so goddamn much. I swear to God, like, just that was my timeline. Was like, it was so weird because first of all, I wasn't expecting people to be so enthusiastic about the new Kingdom Hearts thing, because at this point I'm used to everybody just being so like, oh my God, it's so convoluted, which it is. I mean, I'm certainly not denying that, but it was so funny. Like literally my timeline was just all that from everybody, like as soon as that trailer came out, and with those quite familiar voices, wink wink, nudge nudge, with young Master Xehanort and young Ericus, it looks like. But it was pretty cool, yeah. And I mean, the gameplay looks fantastic. The graphics are incredible looking. I'm digging Sora's new fucking Shadow the Hedgehog ass hoodie that he's wearing. I actually was really happy that they showcased the Tangled level before, pretty safe to assume the inevitable Frozen level, which is fine. I mean, it makes sense that they would eventually have that in there because of how massive of a deal that movie was. But, like Tangled kind of coming first and foremost, I was really happy about that because I love that movie. It was incredibly fucking inspiring to me. So that was really neat to see that for sure. I'm just generally excited about how that comes out. I don't know if I'm going to get Unchained Key. I'm not, jumping out of my seat for that one, quite frankly. But, it's cool. I mean, I'm sure it'll still, be an interesting game. I've heard some pretty okay things about it. I don't even know if I have a proper device to play it in the first place. But it's neat, and I'll definitely be keeping up with whatever, little bits of story are going to come out regarding that one in general, and see how things progress. But yeah, 3 I'm definitely super hyped for, as per the usual, and I'll be doing a Kingdom Hearts Kirblog about that eventually. So anyway, all right, and finally Nintendo. I still, even at the moment that I'm recording this, I still have the Treehouse stream opened. opened up for that. And yeah, God, it's a little weird. I was very confused as to why everybody was so like, oh man, they really dropped the ball this year. It's like they announced like a shit ton of like really cool games. The Smash DLC Direct and the World Championships before the actual E3 stuff was cool as well. So I don't know what everybody's talking about, but either way, yeah, a lot of cool stuff that I'm really interested in seeing. The new Zelda game, even though again I'm not a big Zelda player in the first place, looks really cute. It seems like they're really going in the direction of more stuff, kind of like this the Link Between Worlds kind of deal. Mario Maker, between the way that they showcased it at the end of the World Championship, and well, in general, even before that, it was still pretty interesting. But now I'm really seriously considering picking up a copy. I've never been like the most amazing level designer in the world. Back when I was a kid, I used to make up a lot of like different game concepts, and I'd draw out maps for different levels and things. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, even just from like the kind of like novelty aspect of it, it just seems really fun, and like I feel like it is like actually a pretty good celebration of the 30-year anniversary. Of course, like I'd love like more of an actual like new game itself, but I certainly don't mind that this is like the one that we're getting this year in general. I mean, I imagine that there's going to be like some, pre-made level stuff in there anyway, and there will be a lot of like just generally shared content that'll be interesting in the first place. So yeah, I mean, that's plenty of me to accept as far as Mario goes. Continuing with that too, the Paper Mario and Mario and Luigi crossover game. I'm really, really intrigued about that. I feel so bad because I haven't even finished my copy of Dream Team yet. For 3DS, but I was really enjoying that, and I do want to finish that up at some point. But yeah, I mean, this is a really cool idea. Like, I never would have thought that they would actually do something like this, because I figured they would want to keep those two brands pretty separate. But yeah, I'm hoping that because I didn't play Sticker Star, and I know that like it got kind of like mixed reaction from people, but I'm kind of really hoping that it'll be more along the lines of the older Paper Mario games as opposed to the newer one, because like Sticker Star, just even from a conceptual basis, seemed very like I'm not really all that enthused about that. But either way, like it's still pretty exciting. That's going to be really cool. Fire Emblem, I'm sure, is super exciting for people. Both that and the Shin Megami Tensei crossover. That's super neat, and major good for the fans that are big into those as well. But yeah, and of course, I mean, Star Fox. I'm incredibly excited about that. I'm actually going to talk more about that probably if I can get it working for this weekend. I want to do a Kirblog with a couple guests about Star Fox in general, because I had somebody asking me a topic to do a Kirblog topic about Star Fox in general, and I definitely want to do that. But I will say, as far as the new game's concerned, I am fully confident that this is going to be awesome, because Miyamoto's direct involvement, the overall kind of style of it from the gameplay videos that they showcased, and really even just like and Platinum Games developing it, like it's giving me every reason to be confident that this is going to be a really fucking awesome game. I'm so down with it. I'm keeping an eye again on the Treehouse stream as we speak about what are the new details are going to be for it. Oh, Animal Crossing, by the way. Again, not really interested in Animal Crossing, but I would like to play the party one. I think the party one's going to be fun. I could see that being fun at game nights and stuff at a few friends' places, so that'll be cool. And puppets, man. Fucking Jim Henson's Creature Workshop or whatever Muppet House being part of the Nintendo thing was unexpected, but really something else. I really enjoyed that. Nintendo, they always make something really fun and really memorable with all their shit every year. I gotta give them props. I think that's pretty much it for now. I'm excited about a whole bunch of stuff coming out, as you can see. That's all. Those are all my general E3 reactions. That's gonna do it for now. And yeah, so hopefully this weekend will be a Star Fox Kirblog. I'll have a couple guests on that if I can pull it off. So look forward to it. And in the meantime, if you're going to E3, if you're at an E3, enjoy. Hope you're excited for some of the new games. Let me know in the comments what you're excited about too. If you have ideas for future Kirblog topics, hit me up on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, whatever you feel like, the usual thing, or leave a comment about that too. That'll do it. Play some video games. I'm going to go see Inside Out with Ben Diskin in a minute. I might eventually do a Kirblog about that too. That'll do it. Goodbye, everybody. I love you all. Bye-bye.